My next, we gonna move over here because this is what I couldn't go 1 and 2. I call it 1A, 1B. I
Okay.
just, these two. Uh so you can flip flop use either way. But Shedeur went Brady mode, man. Shedeur showed because I feel like he had next to Coach Prime, he was probably
Mm-hmm.
the second one with the most heat coming on, the most pressure.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
mean, you
Absolutely.
know, they're like, oh, you coming from HBCU, he's different than the Power
Mm-hmm.
Five, but like he wasn't getting that respect, which is fine, what I'm saying? He knew he had to come earn
Yeah.
it. And hey, once again, like Mr. Edwards, he showed up at that TCU game, bro. Made me lose my voice.
Man,
Shedeur is that guy.
TCU shocked a lot of people. It didn't shock me at all.
Mm-hmm.
I was a fan of him when he was at Jackson State and seeing
Mm-hmm.
what he did. And a lot of people had questions. Hey, is he going to be able to do this on the next level? And I was like, as far as FCS to FBS and
Mm-hmm.
quarterbacks, like you got a lot. Trey Lance came from
Right.
North Dakota State. Carson Wentz came from North Dakota State. Joe Flacco came from the University of Delaware. Carson
Mm-hmm.
Wentz and Joe Flacco had early success in the league coming from those places. Trey Lance, not so much, but it shows you that, hey, if you can ball, you can ball. So
Right.
him
Right.
balling at the HBCU level, like we talked about in the last video, the main difference is the interior. It's not the outside guys that are the big difference. So being
Oh,
able
I
to
see.
see him ball at Jackson State, I was like, man, he gonna go kill it at Colorado. And I mean, that's what we saw all season. He put up 30 total touchdowns, only 3 interceptions.
Which is, and remember, and the Pac-12 was loaded, bro. Like that,
Oh yeah.
Colorado did not have an easy task. The Pac-12 was loaded. I like towards the end of the season when Shedeur started using them legs and said, hey,
Yeah,
okay,
me too.
you guys want to sit back there? I'm gonna have to get the moving. I like that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, okay, see, now he's teasing another element of his game. So now these defensive coordinators in the offseason got to be like, yo, he will run.
Yeah,
So you gotta,
exactly.
he
It
gives
gives
them
you
something
something
to
else
think
to
about.
defend.
Exactly. I mean, this guy, he had the highest completion percentage in Colorado history in a single season.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
And he was
nuts.
slinging it. These weren't
And
just dink and dunks. Like he wasn't Bo Nixon it where he's just throwing in the backfield. Like he was pushing the ball downfield and making just great throws. And we'll see some of the ones from Nebraska because he had a great game against them, like an absolutely fantastic game. And again, this one we talked about started a little slow, but he's just comfortable. That's probably the most impressive thing about him to me is it never seems like he's flustered. He's always calm. He's always collected. Coach Prime says he calls him grown. Has always called him grown. And you see that with him when he's playing. It's like, hey, he's always, making the right decisions and doing the right things. So really
he
excited
is definitely.
to see.
He's definitely that dog, bro. And I like how, like, when he scrambles in the back, like he keeps his eyes downfield. Like if
he's
you
scrambling
mess
to
up,
throw.
yeah, he's scrambling to throw. He is not scrambling to run, but he will take off. And I'm like, man, he almost threw almost 4,000 yards in his single season, his first season. Man, I'm telling you, he put the whole, like, look, remember we joked in the previous episode, you might have 2 Heismans on the same team.
Oh,
bro.
yeah,
like,
for sure.
Really, like,
yeah,
legit.
no, I think it's a 100% possibility. And this was a game which presented something different. You see Xavier Weaver going crazy. It presented a different challenge because they were dropping 8 most of the game. They're rushing 3 and dropping 8. And what that made is that closed the passing lanes. You see him use his feet right here to take off. So when you get those coverages, now, it's not man coverage where you can catch someone, beat them quick off the line and you're wide open. Now it's okay. It's about spacing and timing. So I need this guy to sit down. I need him to get in the right situation. And he took advantage of that. There he hits Xavier Weaver for a post. And I think they're in cover 3 right there. And he did basically a bang 8, which is a skinny post, and got straight up the field. And here's a little dump off to Wilkerson. But eyes always downfield, always composed, super accurate. And he doesn't turn the ball over. And that's huge.
Isn't that's real huge? Turnovers to kill. Right. And, I like how you said he's real composed. Like he doesn't get shake. When they win that overtime game, he said, man, I went Brady mode. And I think T-Cal, you gotta let people know you're not an offensive player. So you giving this guy his props, and you play safety. So that says a lot how much respect you got for Shedeur and what he's able to do.
Yeah, man. I played safety. I played at every level, and I've been able to see good quarterbacks and bad quarterbacks. So I know what it looks like, and I know who would be harder to face, from the defensive perspective. And a guy that isn't easily rattled, that's always just making the right decisions, that isn't turning the ball over, it's frustrating. It's really frustrating because when you in situations where you don't have the team, like some teams against us didn't last year, where you could get a rush on them, it's like, what do you do? If we're blitzing and he can dump it off quick, and if we're just sitting back in coverage, he can sit there and dissect it. So I think he's the best quarterback in college football. Like,
wow, there it is, Americans. You heard it here first. Yeah. There it is. I mean, the best quarterback in college football.
I think he was the best quarterback last year. Some people might not agree with me, but
he just need that. You got to get so. With that said, and with this new offensive line coming in, you expect Shedeur to cause a lot of problems for somebody. A lot of problems for the defensive coordinators. No sleep.
I expect him to win the Heisman. At least be a front runner. I genuinely think it's going to be 1-2 with him and Travis.